Thank you. Thank you very much. This is a story told in 5 photos. 1. I'm playing the squishy white-hipped lady with the plasma-filled abscesses on her back. My team is spending more time arguing than playing the game. My ward usage is remaining consistently suboptimal, which contributes to me being blindsided by a boner boy visiting me unexpectedly. 2. Dodged is not a word I can use when describing what I did to that Yone ult. A hook is coming in and as a squishy marksman I am not designed to survive a play like this. 3. I pull out so many shields you'd think I'm on set at an Avengers movie while a surprised Spirit Blossom Dumb Tits is now rethinking his decisions as my kill ability is diminishing. 4. My 2 large shields have an unprotected one night stand and reproduce a third as I chase down the wounded and stupid swordsman. And 5. I look like I'm water bending my last auto attack to kill off the unwelcome visitor who just had to watch his dumb friend die right in front of him. A bad situation turned around because of the tech I'm about to show you. If I were to Google the best build for Kaisa today it would probably tell me that it's Airy, on Xayah, but I recently discovered that being a squishy target presents a great opportunity to bait your foes. Simply by taking barrier building Shieldbow and using one rune that buffs the piss out of your shields amplified at low health, you can go from talking to Jesus Christ himself health levels to full freaking effective HP by flexing your ult barrier and Shieldbow at one time. But why throw 20s at the strippies when the nippies come out for singles if you know what I'm saying, like it's better to stagger the shields and remain a baiter for an entire battle. So in this video you will see how effective this build can be at deceiving your foes, and soon enough you will be telling stories like this through a few photos. Like how this Yone you dumpstered in lane is now outnumbered, then he easily 1v2'd both of you, then you sat there dead AF looking at your screen wondering why you play this balanced game, so then you took your phone out looking for a good mobile game to pass the time, and bam you saw that the brand new Blitz Rise of Heroes was dropping this month and you had to check it out. This game is the latest and greatest in the super dank graphics idle RPG battle bonanza mobile gaming industry, which basically means you can be like this guy filming his self-help TikTok vlog on the benefits of intermittent fasting or some crap all while your troops are still battling and growing even when you are offline, and then you can join in to strategize on how to kill tough bosses and progress through the campaign. Collect and level up tons of champions all unique in their alliance stats classes and how much they probably say things like ooh woo. Then you gather equip and buff weapons for them to use in intense 6v6 battles in manual or auto AFK modes. If you see this big chungus rab in the game, I go by daddy. I'm an old wise man and I am in the market for a guild because word on the street is that these give all kinds of rewards for completing daily and weekly tasks. The map is enormous and jam-packed with content, not to mention the Burning Fortress, which is the tough progression featuring 400 levels or floors to try and beat, each one getting a bit harder and requiring your troops to be slightly more badass. The game is brand new and features tons of rewards just for giving it a shot, like daily login perks, so use my link in the description to get in on the action as it just released, and thank these kind folks at Blitz Rise of Heroes for sponsoring today's video. Alright, getting into the game, I have the PMS prom queen by my side against Count and Dracula and the muff munching AFK Elgato, and mistakes are made when he tries to hold the wave as we punish the missed positioning by lighting his ass on fire and flashing to show him what happens when my own passive counts to 4. And I guess he is more concerned with being able to display an excuse for his ineptitude rather than admitting he misplayed like a true league player, so I stop, think about the young average age of my viewers and respond with a very mature, "Your mom." But then I remembered I won't get through to kids these days with the dumb shit I laughed at back then, so I quickly changed my answer to something else dumb they will relate to more, but I guess he found his keybind because his focus quickly shifted to putting morgue in the morgue. But for a man who lives his life in a constant 4 count, his timing was off because Bladed Betty was on her way down to connect the dots to draw a stunned dead bitch that my auto followed through his flash as she then tried to tickle the kitty tit, and I went back to my mundane minion murder list of chores. I get back to lane and I'm starting to wonder if this Jin pulled a charades card, that red pair of tits in Victoria's Secret bombshell bra, because damn if he wasn't super pushed up at all times. And you mentioned Vicky's stiff dicky lingerie, and soon enough some death fetish shepherd reeking of horny goat weed comes flying down, so Morg puts a bind on the bitch in the bushes, and then I was hoping Kindred would just play escape through lane goalie, but he instead opts to let these dumb dead hoes go out with a smile on their face and a small paycheck. But hey, can't complain when I got the gank that put a double payday in my bank, you feel, and for that I guess he is who I should thank. Then I'm all trying to catch an Uber back to the shops when Tiptoe Timmy over here shows he plans on staying in lane a while by throwing his keys and wallet on the ground in the shrubs, which catches me red-handed, so I reluctantly put in some overtime despite having earned enough to shop already. But thankfully this dude must keep his fleshlight on his desk in front of the bottom right corner of his screen, because the sequel to The Shepherd Comes South is just as much a surprise as the first, as I illustrate how sup/jungle diff determines how much ADCs succeed in this meta, as even the sky shitting out a giant crusty cat turd isn't enough to stop the slay, all while I am sitting pretty 4-0 without having done anything more than what I can train a small impressionable ape to do at this point, which is right click and press Q. But hey, when life gives you lemons, you look at your map, see the heel whore kitty is trying out a new titty, which by the transitive property means that this number mumbling masked man is all alone, so you remain consistent in letting your support do all the work, and then you walk over, slam your face into your keyboard, collect your hard-earned kill and make lemonade. Now legitimate tip for this build: if you go Doran's Blade into Shieldbow into Dirk, you can upgrade your Q at level 8, and when that happens it's crucial to inform your support that you can fight while using some form of slightly ghetto backhanded compliment term of endearment, and then I immediately follow my declaration of war by piecing the fook out of there, because I want to make this into a video and there's only so many ways I can say I killed a number shouting psychopath and his novel writing cat, but the trip was a waste because their mid went straight Will Ferrell yelling Galileo don't play no shit, so I am left with a dry AF wide set VJJ, while the rest of my team is like I could care less how many times Ravs had to describe the same scenario this game. These two kids are board certified in 18 different states as dog shit dumbasses, and I'm gonna take advantage, so I arrive in lane to face the reality of my FOMO. But at least we have enough people down here for a quick round of tier 1 Jenga as Lenny from Mice of Men comes in to join. The sky starts menstruating into a bush and I say, you guys do you, I'm not gonna be the first one this obese stone wrapped chicken chest bumps, so I hang out in the back like a college kid who just butt chugged a beer before class and might need to step out at any moment as we pepper one down, and then I sit here looking at this fucking fat lumberjack just suck up 4 people playing patty cake on his raw ass for like 16 straight seconds, wondering why the shit I play squishy champs as he still manages to kill one in the process before almost nabbing a second during his afterlife temper tantrum. Then as a side plot, their Leeson the blind butt plugger is both drinking from the gore and feasting from my teammates, which means the advantage in the numbers department we have in this thick stream slowly starts turning into a what the hell is this broken nonsense, as we practically have to summon the entire army of Avengers just to take down this raid boss. Kitty then follows suit. Dead bitch suit. We decide to take the opportunity of having our entire extended family down south to take a Christmas card photo in front of a dead dragon scrotum to carry on our family tradition, but I keep it. Taco wants to keep that from happening, but I decide to keep his dead ass in base while asking you the viewer to keep hitting that like button on my content if you are enjoying it. I want to hang out closer toward the rift equator, you know, get a tan on my large floating latissimus dorsi muscles, but I see their gin. Forget that getting behind as an ADC means you are the donkey and everyone else has a bucket of tails, so I head down wondering where he disappeared to, and there's nothing like getting startled by some moron shouting 4 in your face, so I murder him. Then thankfully their jungler can't see just how overextended he is as he rides a sonic shitter onto private property, and I ride my plasma porta bitch directly over to provide reverse CPR on him and his recently abandoned furry skank. At this point I am fed but still genetically cursed with the map awareness of a burnt toaster strudel, so sure enough Lionel the lumberjack comes in, and I would like to use this obvious failure on my part as a demonstration for the potential of this master bait build, as I challenge you to name one other ADC in history that survived a situation this grim while playing it this bad to the point where they still traded a 1-for-1. And as a reference point, please refer to how long it takes the other ADCs in this game to die. Okay, this is a bit of a doozy. The El Pollos Locos mascot and Blind Betty over here are sieging until Kindred comes in with what he calls a gank. I approach like a skittish spider in a room of men wearing Timberlands boots, knowing that the discovery of my presence could result in me being squashed as my brain-dead jungler dies, turning my worst nightmare into a reality. Luckily it's been long enough since the last time I masturbated I was able to pull another one out, which allowed me to stay in the fight long enough for my top to hide my freaking victim from me. It does work out, but this piss-covered god of war character still wants to drop kick me, so I keep weaving in and out like I'm trying to make a damn basket until I entrust my Mordekaiser with the task to do the last 7 damage needed to slay that sonic shitter. But like my granddad always told me, never trust a solo queue teammate, they are all fucking morons, and by that advice that has proven to be useful years before League of Legends even came out, I now know that when I see a cat floating on a book toward a brawny man in flannel, I have to kill that bitch before she can queef into his mouth. He will still get away because he's not an ADC, but do you know who is? The guy who the world just so desperately wants a face reveal from, and upon being pressured into taking off the mask, he vows he would rather die than show us his cheekbones, so we settled for the homicide and went on with our day. A large northern rumble in the river breaks out and I see this mumbling psychopath setting up his sniper, so I do a dank Dora the Ulting Explorer expression and say sniper no sniping like a total Chad who still might watch that show sometimes. At this point we have to deal with the fact that we can offer Lenny here all the ketchup in the world, but nothing will deter him from slapping the shit out of our Nexy statties as he prowls and growls at the sight of my wide hips, making me wait for his over-death dumbass to die again before I can join in and make sure this recently resurrected bald blind bitch goes back to base. This leaves just Mr. I have a jerk-off routine to the Phantom of the Opera audio tapes, and in case you don't play League of Legends, this is typically what ADCs can contribute to situations like this. This allows us to set up a heroic quest to kill the crown-wearing Godzilla worm who pukes on his foes just in time to get back to base and deal with backdooring barbecue chicken Charlie over here trying his absolute fucking hardest to win this normal lobby as if Mr. Beast is over his shoulder offering him the world's most expensive hooker if he wins or some shit that would explain this level of effort. Then it's time to do some A/B testing in an experiment called How Long Does It Take to Kill This? We start with Jhin, and upon entering the fight it takes a non-measurable amount of time for us to kill the ADC. Then as we approach the flapping fuck buffer we get our second test subject, and after a ruthless experience of testing this particular time trial, if you guess that it takes over 13 seconds for a team of 5 people to kill this Scion, then all I can say is that I hope for your sake you don't still want to play Mark's non-gender specific person right now, because then we will need to issue an instant depression test next. Oh, and it's worth noting, as I was complaining my role was weak, I ran back into danger, then wasted a summoner spell, then avoided the anti-death dance floor. So 3 fuck-ups 1 excuse is my new motto for my failures. Expect merch soon, but my god, I had to immediately back because at this point I'm now convinced Mr. Beast has all of them in a room, and it's like a last person to take their hand off. Rav's Nexus wins a Nexus colored Lamborghini because everyone is backdooring more than the anal category and P-Hub, so we take lead down and then get in a quick chase of blue icing Kentucky Fried Dead bitch. As Rift Alexa describes my ability to pick up girls as godlike. Then I figured, okay, we just O.J. Simpson their entire team, we can get a little objective control, and I certainly wasn't going to let this poor piggy stop us, or even count all the way to 4 for that matter, so we all chant ADC diff one more time. But the unfortunate reality of the situation was that the Mr. Beast backdoor bonanza was just too strong, and Afterlife Scion was the winner of the last to take your hand off Nexus themed Lamborghini. Yeah, you stupid try-harding blind normal virgin, you got it. Congratulations, and also congratulations to Riot Games for making their 2 tankiest players have the most damage in the game. I hope you enjoyed watching the infamous masturbate build, and let me know what other shield champs this would work on in the comments. Brush your teeth tonight because gingivitis is something we can all counter-pick. Rav out.
They ask how I rap like I'm the baby. Your girl in my DMs and she going crazy. She asked to come over, I'm telling her maybe. I'm busy, I'm chasing the check.